Hey everybody, this is Chris Sanchez from the Stablemate Boxing Podcast. I'm here with Barry Pryce here at Chato's Boxing Gym, downtown San Antonio, and he's going to be making his pro debut July 30th. Barry, thank you for your time.
How are you doing?
All right, so talk to us a little bit about your love for boxing and what made you decide to turn pro.
Absolutely. Boxing, I've loved it since I was a little kid. My parents were really strict. Boxing was one of the only things that would allow me to go out with my dad on Saturday nights, stay up late, watch the big fight with all the fellas. As a little boy being 7 years old, you want to be around the grown men feeling like one of them. So that's what gave me the love for boxing. I never forget my first match. It was the rematch of, was it Bo and Galata? The second one when they, I think it was in the later rounds, it broke out into a big brawl, and that just gave me the love for it. I had my first amateur fight in 2013. First round I went out like a rock'em sock'em robot. Second round I calmed down a little bit, set up my shots, and knocked the guy out. And I've never done ecstasy, but I imagine that's what ecstasy feels like because I was just ecstatic. And then as I moved up in the amateur ranks, I found out there was levels to boxing, and it was a violent learning curve. So I took a break. I've been out of the game 6 years, and this past year, just kind of in conjunction with the pandemic and a lot of other things going on in my life, I was experiencing a lot of anxiety. I saw a quote that said, if you're experiencing anxiety, you're living too much in the future. So thinking about it, there was no better sport that makes you live in the present than boxing. Because there is no breaks. You can't be thinking about the next round. You can't be thinking about the next minute. All you can think about is being in the present. And so that's what came me back. I came to Chato's gym because I had seen him on social media constantly dropping people with body shots. I saw his other fighters dropping people with body shots. I saw him getting his fighters on TV. So I figured he must be doing something right. So let me come down to the gym, see what this is all about. And boy, this is only my second and a half week, and I see what it's about. But I love it. I love it. Wouldn't trade anything for it, and really looking excited to see the product that Chato produces on July 30th.
Oh yeah, that was a great decision, and you've already been working really hard. And really good sparring, really good training. So talk to us about some of the training methods different from Chato than maybe some of your early amateur experience.
Yeah, great question. The biggest thing that came to fruition working with Chato is working with power, right? He quickly saw that I was throwing my hooks and my uppercuts like point karate shots. And showed me what I needed to do to fix it and bring the physics behind so I could bring the weight of the punch behind me and bring it with power and force. So that in combination with the high volume intensity that he works at, whether it's the sprints that we just ended with, or working power shots on the bag, or even the way that he works your reactions off the mitts, it's unique like no other. And I can tell that, after just 2 weeks, I feel like I've already improved quite a bit, and so I'm excited to see what happens as we continue working in the future.
Great. And also, talk to me a little bit about last week. We had a couple fighters of the gym face off at the card on June 12th, and one of our fighters who, he was going into the fight 1-0 versus 3-0. You were there in the corner, and he came out with a really good fight. He improved to now 2-0, still undefeated. He beat an undefeated fighter. And just talk to me about that experience and everything that you took in from that fight card this past weekend.
Yeah, shout out Tyrese Cormier, that's who you're referencing, who came out and did his thing this past weekend. And, what the biggest takeaway I learned from this past weekend was, all three of our fighters came in great shape. I've been working with them all the past 2 weeks, and they have been putting me to shame as far as their work ethic and their work rate. But the beautiful thing about boxing is that under the lights, under the pressure, everybody's different, right? That nobody really understands it, but that nervousness really burns a lot of energy out of you. It's mental at that time, right? Being able to calm down, set up your shots, and not gas out kind of thing. I even saw Tyrese had a great performance, but even him, I saw him get fatigued more than he does in the gym. And I know he can do so much better than that, and he knows he can do so much better than that. But that's all. It's all part of the learning curve, right? And that was probably his first time getting to come out on a big stage, right, under the flashing lights, and he had a big screen behind him and everything. And so it's all part of the game. It's all part of the learning process. And so that was it was really fun to watch, and it was a big stepping stone for me, being able to mentally prepare for when it's my turn, right, to do that. So I thank Coach Chato for giving me that opportunity, and the rest of the fighters for allowing me to be part of the camp and work their corners.
Yes, sir. So let's talk about yourself at middleweight. You're pretty tall, right? Talk to us about like your attributes as a fighter, and what we can expect in your upcoming bout. What can we expect?
Yeah, you can expect something you've never seen before. I haven't seen it before. I don't think I've been 160 since the 7th grade. So I'm working as hard as I ever have. I'm just trusting all in my coach, doing the best I can, and we're in the kitchen cooking up these knuckle sandwiches, getting ready to serve them, whether it's for the right, to the left, upstairs, downstairs, to the body, in the center, however it works. Boxing for me, as far as my attributes, I was an athlete. I was a basketball player all the way through high school. So there's certain things that come natural to me in boxing, staying long, a little bit of footwork, but I'm a lover and not a fighter, so there's a lot of things that don't come natural to me in boxing, which is keeping my eyes on my opponent, right, when I get tired, not flinching, staying calm under pressure. And so all of those don't come natural to me, so I have to work 2 times harder, right, to get comfortable at that, and like moving my head, things like that. So doing the best I can, just trying to get 1% better every day, and whatever happens, happens.
Nice. So in the middleweight division, is there any particular fighter currently or in the past that you really love watching, or that you really like their style as a professional boxer?
Absolutely. I mean, I love all the greats, obviously, but currently, if I had to pick one middleweight, I would probably say the Charlo brothers are one of my favorite, or the bigger Jamal Charlo with the A is a great fighter. Triple G was good when he came off the scene. I really liked him. We're going back through history. Bernard Hopkins is a classic. Obviously, Roy Jones was really great in his A-Day. But then even going back further, you got the marvelous Marvin Hagler, who came to bring it every night, right? And nobody gave it to him easy. He had to work his way up from the gutter and to the big times. And so it's stories like that really give me inspiration.
Nice. And talking about the Charlos, this weekend is gonna be a really big fight week. I know Teofimo Lopez's fight got rescheduled, but there's still multiple other big fights on TV this weekend. So let's talk about those real quick. So Jaime Munguia, another middleweight, he's fighting on the Zone, and like you mentioned, Jamal, he's fighting in Houston on Showtime. What do you think about those 2 fighters, and you think both of them are going to come out victorious on Saturday?
I can't be honest, I don't know a lot about their opponents, but I'm coming with my pen and pad, ready to learn a little something from Saturday. I know both fighters give it their all. They really have unique styles. Jamal Charlo, he's fighting Montiel, who I've only seen highlights from him. I know he comes to fight. I know he's undefeated, so he doesn't know how to lose. And I know he's going into Saturday thinking that he's not going to lose. So that's going to be an epic showdown. And Jaime Munguia, man, he's fun to watch because he's not necessarily the best technically, but boy has a heart bigger than Texas. He doesn't give up. He comes to fight, and it's his perseverance that I really admire about him. That just gets him whether he comes to bang, and he makes enough adjustments to get the jobs done. So again, like I said, I'm coming with my pen and pad on Saturday, ready to take notes and do what I can to improve myself.
That's right. All right. Sounds good, Barry. Tell the viewers where they can follow you and keep up with your career, and just how they can, see more training videos, or just, to keep track. Where can they follow you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Barry Pryce. That's Barry like Barry White, just without the deep voice. And then it's Pryce with a Y, not an I. Pryce. So you can follow me on Facebook, and then obviously you can follow me on Instagram. My handle on Instagram is the Jamaican Rude Boy, and that's because I'm half Jamaican, half American, so I'm a Jamaican. at Jamaican Rude Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Get me there. And
Talk-
you can also follow me on LinkedIn.
Oh, sorry, LinkedIn, my bad.
Yes, sir.
So talk to me about your roots, like, so Jamaican, American. Tell the viewers a little bit about your, upbringings and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Born and raised in San Antonio. Both my grandparents were served in the military. My paternal grandfather, he served in the Army, and my maternal grandfather, he served in the Navy. Both of them had kind of just settled down into the South Central Texas area. So both my parents, as they came of age, kind of made sense for them to start their careers out here in San Antonio. I guess it was the fall of '87. My mom was in the gym. My dad was working in the gym. Say, hey, what's up, hey, baby? Wham, bam, here I am. Came out in '88, looking great. And they did an awesome job raising me. Grew up real middle class. I had friends that had more than me. I had friends that had less than me. But my parents had pound for pound. I had as much love as anybody, and they still disciplined in me loyalty and respect for everyone, and most importantly, humility. So I try to take those roots and those principles with me every day in anything that I do, whether it's boxing, my job, or just raising a family. So that's my roots, and look forward to flourishing here in the future.
That's awesome, Barry. And for everybody that, wants to support you, they'll follow you on social media. And I mean, what was interesting that I got to know about you is also like you're very hardworking inside the ring and outside the ring. I know you do real estate too, along with, having your full-time job and coming to the gym and working your butt off and getting, really, really good in shape. So how about the real estate? Like do you have clients like mostly in San Antonio, or just a little bit more about business?
Yeah, absolutely. As far as real estate goes, I serve the community of San Antonio. Most of my clients are kind of homegrown here from San Antonio, but I welcome any and all clientele that comes along if they're serious about getting into the real estate game. I got into it myself in 2008, getting my first investment property. It was basically I lucked out, purchased a home, and I was 20 years old, and I rented rooms out to my friends, kind of thing. And that got my feet wet in there. I got my license in 2015 and started selling homes, and then slowly kind of started branching out into buying and selling multifamily units. And so real estate, it's fun. It's like a real life version of Monopoly. And it's not all peaches and creams. It comes with its bumps and bruises, but that's the beauty and the value that I bring as a real estate agent, is helping people mitigate making the mistakes that I made myself when I first came out, and giving them the advice to just go straight into success and not having to lick those bumps and bruises that I did.
Amazing. Well, we're very much looking forward to your pro debut, and we know you're going to be continuing to train hard, and with hard work, dedication, and a lot of success, I know you're going to have a bright future. So thank you so much for your time, Barry, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.